From this week's trading alone, I am currently up $15,625, and I am right now going to take an $11,000 payout on this account. So on 4 days of trading, I've been able to make $11,125, and this is able to net me $8,900 on the week. Here's the deal. I only paid $200 for this account, which means that right now, this account is giving me a 44x return on my investment. This is an absolutely insane investment, and when done correctly, can actually change your life. So in this video, I'm gonna break down every single thing that you need to know about passing evaluation challenges, how to even start with prop firms in the first place, and how to finally get to the point where you are profiting and to be able to consistently take payouts and scale yourself as a trader. So by the end of this video, you will have every single tool you need when it comes to prop firm trading to be able to scale to the 5-figure per week mark if you do this correctly and safely. So let's get started. The first thing that you have to do is actually pick your prop firm. Now, I'm only going to show you prop firms that I have personally made money from, right? I'm not going to tell you go try this random prop firm that I've never heard of, because at the end of the day, I want you to be safe and I want you to make sure that you are actually able to accept payouts. Lots of these prop firms do not pay out, but one that I know does, and one that I know does every single day, is Take Profit Trader. This is the prop firm that I've been using, and honestly, in my opinion, has the best all-in price and is the easiest to actually take payouts from. So let's say that you wanted to start actually trading futures and actually start trading using prop firms. You have to kind of know how the actual system works. And so what you need to do is first select your account size. I'll show you that in a couple of seconds. I'll tell you actually which account sizes are the best. That way you can actually know what's going to be good to make you money. The prop firms like to tell you that one option is the best when it really isn't, so we're going to go over that. So once you select your account size, you then need to prove that you can trade. What this means is that we're going to throw you into an evaluation challenge, and you have to actually prove that you have the ability to trade. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to pass these evaluation challenges, so that way you're not stuck on this loop of buying an account, failing it, buying an account, failing it. Once you pass it, you are then able to start earning money. But there's rules, and I'm gonna break down these rules and give you some potential loopholes. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I'm going to give you some potential ways to actually be able to take payouts and be successful as a trader without falling victim to the thing that ends up blowing all of these traders up that try prop firms. Okay. So once you're able to do that, then you will end up withdrawing money into your account and eventually get moved up to Pro Plus, which is going to be a live account with live funds. So every single trader goes through this process, but here's the thing, majority fail at step 1. So we have to go over exactly how to know which account size is best for you. But before I do that, guys, this is the reason why Take Profit Trader, in my opinion, is the best, right? As you can see, number of days to trading pro account is 5. A lot of firms are going to say 1 day to pass, 2 days to pass. But think about it this way. Why are they telling you 1 day to pass? The reason why they're telling you this is because they want you to rush the process. They want you to force yourself to try and pass in 1 day. That way you can, fail as many challenges as humanly possible. Take Profit Trader doesn't do that. They have a 5-day pass. Now, if you still do want to pass the account in 2 days anyways, don't worry. I'm going to go over exactly how to do that in a second. Now, one really cool thing that they do with TPT is on the first day of having a funded account, you can withdraw. Literally, if you get a funded account and let's say you have a $150,000 funded account and you choose to withdraw on day 1, you literally can. Like, there's daily payouts every single day, which is insane. So realistically, this makes these accounts the absolute best in my personal opinion, and I've been paid out by them many times. You actually just watched me take a 5-figure payout from them live. So how do you choose the best account size? Well, you get the options of a 25K, 50K, 75, 100, and 150. But what a lot of people aren't going to tell you is that there's only 2 options that actually make sense, and all the rest of them are kind of just fluff in my opinion. The 25K, for example, is one that you might think, oh, it's the cheapest account, right? That's the easiest version. But at the end of the day, whenever you choose a cheap account, it's going to give you less amount of money that you're allowed to lose. You have to pay attention to this right here. End of day trailing drawdown. This right here is the most important factor. How much money are you actually allowed to lose on that account? Because what you're paying for is not the 25K. You are paying for the drawdown. So for that, you're going to choose these 2 accounts. The 50K this one has a $2,000 end of day trailing drawdown. So you're paying $170 for a 2K instead of $150 for $500 less, right? And by the way, guys, I'm going to show you exactly how to take 40% off of this price right here. So every price that you see here, you're going to have to almost slash it in half, and that's the real price. So this comes down to about $100 per month. Now, for $100, right, you are getting $2,000 worth of drawdown. That is worth it. And the second account that is most worth it as well, and the one that you actually watched me get an $11,000 payout from, is this account right here, which is the 150K. This has $4,500 worth of drawdown. This is by far the easiest way to scale to those larger 5-figure per week numbers, because at the end of the day, the more drawdown you have available, the more risk you can put on. I'm actually going to show you later on in this video how to not be risky and still scale. So please be sure to watch all the way until that point. But as you can see here, you get more drawdown, which is just going to be more helpful for you. Remember, guys, $360 per month, not the real price. I'm going to show you in a couple seconds how to get 40% off of every single account that you're seeing here. So when you're ready to actually buy your account, you just come here, create new, and go to next. You're going to choose which feed that you're going to be trading in. I'm going to show you how to trade in TradingView and Tradevate because it is the fastest option. And we're going to go ahead and go through there. Now, this is the game changer right here. With code SOA, it's going to take off 40% of every single account that you buy. So if you're buying this account for $170, it gets chopped almost in half all the way down to $100 per month. So this is insanely worth. I mean, it's just a crazy investment, thinking about the fact that you can pull out a 5-figure payout and pay for this over 15 times over in one payout. And before we go any further, do not buy an account without using the code, right? If you do it, if you take, let's say you have no code, you're just paying the full price and it makes absolutely no sense. Another thing worth noting is when you use code SOA as well, it takes off all activation fees whenever you actually pass the evaluation account. So we're going to talk about the evaluation rules first, and then we'll go over how to pass the accounts, and then we'll go over how to start making money and actually scaling you. Because by the end of this video, I want you to literally have every single tool you need to be able to scale as far as possible as a trader. That's my goal. All right, you bought the account. So this is what your evaluation account is going to look like. I have to move my camera right here because my login details are going to be right here on the screen. So you're going to see your login details right in the center. Obviously, I can't show you that, but this is what it's going to look like. Now, you have a couple of rules that you have to follow, and this is extremely important. So if you do not follow these rules, you will fail these accounts and you will not make money. So please watch this intently. You have a couple of rules. First, you do not want to trade more than 6 contracts at any time. So let's say that you are trading NQ, which is going to be one of the assets that you can trade, and you're trading ES at the same time, and you end up entering like 6 contracts on one, 6 contracts on the other. That counts as a breach, right? And a breach means that they're going to cancel your account and call it a day. You are not able to trade that account anymore. The second rule is to make sure that you do not go over your maximum drawdown. So for this account, like I said, it has a $2,000 drawdown, which means that you are not allowed to lose more than 2K, which will put you at 48K. If you go below that, you blow the account. Another thing is you are only allowed to trade permitted products during the permitted period. So what that means is essentially, let's say we have FOMC. That means that you are not allowed to trade during that FOMC time. There's going to be a whole calendar, and they send you emails as well telling you do not trade during this time. So as long as you follow that, you're good. Don't hold positions past a certain time, and don't break the counter positions rule, meaning don't go long and don't go short at the same time. That won't work for you. You have to trade 5 days to pass this account. Now, this does not mean you have 5 days to pass the account, right? You have to trade for a minimum of 5 days. So if you take 32 days, that's fine. As long as you are trading for at least 5 days, you're going to be able to pass. Now, there's one thing that we can do here to be able to speed this up a little bit, right? What you could do, since there is a 50% consistency rule, which means that you are not allowed to make more than 50% of your profit in one day, you could realistically make $1,500 in one day, $1,500 in the next day, so day 1, day 2, and then day 3, 4, and 5, you really just take one really small trade with one micro and make like 5 cents, lose 5 cents. And so you're passing these accounts in literally 2 days instead of 5. And the rest of these days, you can kind of just work on passing other accounts. That is something that you can do. That way, you're not sitting there trading, 5 days straight. if you were a little bit trying to like pass the accounts faster and get through the accounts, that is an easy way to do. But remember, you have to keep in mind of the consistency rule. So if you make more than half of this in one day, you will guaranteed be pretty screwed. You're not going to fail the account, but you'll have to keep making more money until you get the consistency under 50%. So don't ever make more than $1,500 on the 50K account. They're going to change depending on the overall profit target. So for example, with the 150K account, it is 9,000. So you don't want to make more than 4,500. But whenever I passed those accounts, all I did was I made 4,500 one day. I made 4,500 the next day. And then I made like $20, $10, $2 the next 3 days. And I just worked on passing other accounts during that time. I didn't really care too much about those other days. So you can speed the process up a little bit. And by the way, I am so glad they added this because all you want to do is go how to activate your account for the first time. And this will help you a lot with actually setting up your dashboard. So getting you connected to TradingView and connected to Tradeovate. You are one step closer to finally getting to the point where you can actually scale as a trader. Now, the first thing you want to do is go to tradeovate.com. It's going to take you over here. Remember those details that I had to put my camera over here for because they were blocking? That's going to have your details to log in. Please do not forget that. I have a lot of students that work with me one-on-one that are like, I can't log in. It's like, you got to find the instructions. But click log in here. That's going to take you to this screen and you're going to go to access simulation. Remember guys, you are not on a live account. This is an evaluation. And even when you get to the funded stage, it's still going to be a simulation. Like they're paying you out on simulated funds up until the point where you are on a live account. That's the only time where you get actual payouts on your own funds. So it's going to be simulation. You're going to access simulate trading. And then from here, you will see this very confusing screen. I am going to show you how to move this to TradingView. That way you don't have to deal with all this garbage. But as you can see, I have an account right here that is up over $15,000 so far. And what we're going to do is scroll over to the account that we just made. This one is the fresh 50K account. Now, remember, you can trade on this platform if you want to. It's so ugly, but you could go over here and you could like take positions this way. I don't do this. What I do instead is I go over to this tab up here, the application settings. It's in the top right corner. It's going to take you to here. You're going to scroll over to add-ons and make sure that you include the TradingView. It needs to make sure that you have TradingView 100% included. If it doesn't, add that. This will allow you to take trades on TradingView, which is going to be so much smoother. So if you come over here and you press trade and you go to Tradeovate, you can just log in again with the exact same details that you did before. And when you do that, you will then have access to your account. Let me move this over here again. I am moving this camera a lot for you guys. But as you can see, when you scroll up, you will have your account. So this account right here is the fresh 50K that we just bought. So you're going to trade a couple of main assets. Your assets are going to be NQ, MNQ, ES, and MES. So if you want to change your asset, you would just go up here and you will go to, let's say, MES, for example. It's going to just be the four main assets that I'm going to show you. I'm not going to break down those things. If you want a video on like exactly what to trade and like the very minor details, just let me know in the comments and I can break that down for you. I know a lot of people like the way that I explain things, so no problem whatsoever. But what you're really going to do is just come over here, go down to trading and make sure that you enable one tap trading. This is going to allow you to literally just press buy. And as you can see, we just bought ourselves a position. So if I go to electronic trading hours, you can see I'm in a long position right now. Remember guys, very, very simple. Like I said, if you want to go into like more detail on the whole system, like how to buy, how to sell, all that stuff, just let me know. And I can break that all down for you. But for the most part, buy, up, sell, down. Really, really simple, right? If you want to close your position out, you'll just close it out this way. And as you can see, let's close that out. It'll say order filled out loud, very, very loudly. And as you can see now, I'm currently down $9.25 on the day. Cool. So we got the full breakdown on how to enter positions, how to exit positions, exactly how to trade and how to set up the full thing. But the next thing that you need to know is exactly how to pass these evaluation challenges, because this is the biggest thing that kills a lot of traders is they get to the eval phase and then they're going to blow the eval, buy another one, blow an eval, buy another one. And my goal is for you to never experience that. And by the way, if that's where you're stuck at right now as a trader, you're going through the eval, blow up, buy another eval, blow up, and it's just like a bunch of mental psychology garbage that is actually stopping you from finally being successful. I've worked with over 500 traders one-on-one. So if you're interested, you can actually apply to work with me directly. And I'm going to be watching over your shoulder and watching every position you take. If that's something that you're interested in, first link in the description is going to be where you go to apply. When you put that application in, you will get the opportunity to hop on a call directly with me or one of my team members. And we're going to go over exactly everything that you need in terms of getting one-on-one mentorship and actually fixing your trading, because there's a lot of things that are probably wrong if you are stuck in this cycle. But regardless, let's go over how to stop that cycle from happening and how to actually trade smart on these accounts. So the first thing, guys, you don't want to be trading NQ. Right? You don't want to be trading NQ on a 50K account. This doesn't make any sense. Let me show you why. If I right now have a sell order in, every single tick that this is moving is going to be $5. When we take a look here, let me show you this on a really, really grand perspective. There are some candles here that you can see span 339 ticks. And so what that would mean is this is over $1,500 in one candle. When you trade NQ, you are highly likely to absolutely blow yourself up. And I say this from the nicest place in my heart because I know you want to trade NQ. For those of you that are traders that are stuck right now, you want to trade NQ. Don't do it. If you want to trade NQ so badly, you want to trade MNQ because this is going to have a larger likelihood of you being successful. So what you want to do is go over to MNQ. This is the safer place for you to trade because as you can see,
order filled.
On here, it's only 50 cents per tick. So stay away from NQ, right? NQ is absolutely not your friend, especially on 50K accounts. Rule number 2, and you're going to hate this one too, do not go over 1 NQ. If you're going to trade NQ, that's fine. But take a look at what happens when you trade 6 NQ. Look at how much we have moved. We've barely moved, and I'm already down $300. Now, I bought this account for this video, so I'm more than prepared to blow this account for you guys to actually show you exactly what you do not want to do, right? But as you can see, we've barely moved. There's nowhere near enough room for us to actually guarantee anything. Look at this. We're only down 12 ticks. The market moves 12 ticks in a matter of milliseconds. So when you are trading this, do not trade more than 1 NQ contract because at the end of the day, the name of the game here is survival. And for us to have a stop loss, we want to have our stop loss something like this. If I place my stop loss here and we ride this all the way out to our stop, that is over $1,000 in the red. Remember, guys, we only get $2,000 of drawdown here. So it doesn't make any sense to try and trade with 6 NQ. I'll come back to this position and see if we actually make some money. But until then, let's go over the rules and find out exactly what we need to do to avoid blowing ourselves up. So when we are trading, the number one thing that we need to focus on is not only the sizing aspect and exactly which asset you need to trade, but we need to make sure that we're limiting a few things as well. You need to make sure that you are only taking 1 to 3 trades per day. Because the way that prop firms work is they want to force you to make as many trades as humanly possible. They want you to just like spam trades, just spam. Because the more that you spam, the more likely you are to be incorrect. I'm the person that's here to try and break that habit and to try and force you to realize that prop firms don't want you to win. So follow these rules and you will actually see success. 1 to 3 trades per day. Don't force yourself to make, 45 trades a day. It won't make any sense in the long run. And the next biggest rule to passing these evaluation challenges is going to be to only trade for 1 to 2 hours per day. Because at the end of the day, guys, the more time you spend on the chart, the more fatigue sets in. Think about this in terms of sports. The more times that you swing a golf club or the more times that you swing a baseball bat, the more tired that you're going to get and the less far you're going to hit the ball every single time. So stay on the charts for as little as you possibly can. I do not want you to sit here and force yourself to be on the charts for 9 hours a day. It doesn't work, man. And these are just things that prop firms want to actually force you to do because they want you to lose money. I don't.
Order filled.
So once you pass an account, you get moved over to a funded account. this is where we can start actually taking payouts and actually making money. So as you can see, one of my one-on-one mentorship students passed a $25,000 eval yesterday, started trading the 25K funded. And as you can see, we are focusing on actual good sizing rather than blowing yourself up almost instantly. There's one main factor that's going to be a little bit different when trading funded versus trading on eval, and that's going to be the drawdown type. So remember before when I told you on the eval that all you had to do was not lose $2,000, right? That is what's called a static end of day drawdown. So when you move up to, let's say, plus $500, you now have to lose, let's pretend that says plus 500. You now have to lose $500 and 2,000 more to blow your account. So you have to negative 2,500 in total for your account to be considered blown. When you move to the funded stage, they love to make your trading difficult. But at the end of the day, guys, we're going to just solve that, okay? I want to make sure that in this video, you watch the whole thing and you actually understand the whole concept so that way you don't blow yourself up. They have something called intraday drawdown, and this is the public enemy number one of prop firm people because nobody likes intraday drawdown. But there are ways to deal with it where you can actually see a lot of success. And on top of that, that's the reason why TPT allows for daily payouts. I can literally take a payout every single day if I want to and treat this like a live account. And the reason why I get to do that is because of the fact that we have intraday drawdown. So when you are starting your funded account, you're going to have to do something called building a buffer. And what this means is, well, anything over $2,000 on that 50K account, you're going to have to be able to withdraw, which basically means anything over that $2,000 amount that we have to make is able to be withdrawn. And so everything over that is going to be a buffer. You're building yourself a buffer on your account so that way you don't end up going in the red. So for example, on this account that I showed you right here, which is going to be this account right here, I am currently up on a 150K account, $15,625. This is a $15,000 buffer, which means that I don't have to lose the normal $4,500 to blow the account. I have to lose $15,000 to blow the account. So clearly, we're in a different boat, right? I can size heavier, I can get a little bit more risky. So you have to build a buffer on your account. And to do that, we need to do one main thing. We need to keep in mind the intraday trailing drawdown. Up until you get to this point of 2K, you are going to have drawdown chasing you live. So to give a really good definition of what intraday trailing drawdown is, it's going to be very, very simple. Intraday drawdown, it means that drawdown is chasing you live. So let's say that you are at 0 right now and you go up to plus $200. When you come back down, you are actively losing money on this drawdown. So it is calculating your drawdown live. So if you're up $200, you then will lose $200 to go back to 0. And then let's say that you go back down to negative $1,800 on the day, your account is now blown, because you did not factor in the intraday drawdown when trading. Now, this sounds scary, but it honestly really isn't, because if you are a good trader, this doesn't mean absolute jack to you. And I try to say this all the time to people. Like, they're so worried about intraday drawdown or consistency rules. And it's like, guys, you have to understand, good traders do not care if it's intraday or regular drawdown, because at the end of the day, if you're not oversizing and you're not doing anything stupid, you're going to beat it. And I'm going to show you a method right now that is absolutely going to change the game for you when it comes to intraday. Because, so let's say that you have negative $2,000 as your drawdown. And as you're making money, your drawdown is increasing with it, which means that your drawdown is live moving up. You have the chance to blow your account at any point in time. What needs to be done is, as you're in a position, so let's say that I enter this position right here. So let's say that we take a position here on NQ to the downside, right? We are going to do one main thing to keep ourselves alive. Two main things, actually. We're going to set our stop loss 1-to-1 with our risk to reward. So what this means is we're going to have a 42 tick stop and a 42 tick target here. This keeps us 100% safe on our moves because we know that we're not going to have that much of a move down to get to our stop loss, right? Keeping yourself 1-to-1, very, very safe. The next thing you want to do is place your stop loss on your chart. And as you are in the green on your position, you want to move your stop loss along the way. This is going to make sure that if this thing comes back and it goes against you, you're stopped out. Instead of watching your position go massively in the green and then watching this position flip and making this drawdown kill you in the process, right? It doesn't make much sense. So instead, let's say that we're up $150 here. I'm just going to keep trailing this stop loss along with this position to try and gain as much profit as I possibly can. This is something that is very important to do. And one of the main things to pay attention to when you are doing this is your sizing. Because realistically, guys, you shouldn't be losing that much money to begin with. The people who get killed by intraday drawdown in one day are the people that are oversizing, and that's exactly what prop firms want, right? So for example, I'm in on 6NQ on a 50K account. That makes 0 sense, guys. I'm down $800 on the day because of the fact that I'm trading this NQ account. It's so silly to try and trade with that much size on. But for this example, since I am literally trading this account and I don't care whether or not it gets blown, I want to show you live how to trail this stop loss. So what you will do is you'll place your stops on your chart. As you have those stops placed, as the position moves in your favor, you want to be moving your stop loss down. So for example, now we have stops here. We're up $450. We want to move stops in the green. Keep moving your stop loss so that way as the position continues to gain profit, you continue to gain as well. And as soon as you get stopped out, right, you're moving this stop loss along the way. You're moving this stop loss along the way. We're up $500. The moment that you end up getting stopped out on this position,
Stop filled.
you are now completely safe from the intraday drawdown because this position was moving in your favor, moved slightly out of your favor, stopped you out, and now you're ever so slightly red. So all you have to do is just make sure that you maintain your stops successfully along the way. That will get rid of the intraday trailing drawdown problem. And since you used code SOA when you actually got the account, you have no activation fee on this account. So there's no such thing as an activation fee. You basically get the account that you paid for. For example, this account here was $200 and I made $11,000 on a $200 account. That's why I personally like the 150Ks instead of the 50Ks. But this is making me $11,000. As long as you use the code SOA, you will then be given the ability to not have any activation fees, which will make things a lot easier for you. And here's the thing, guys. I'm not the only person who's doing this, right? I have students that are trading every single day, students that are making over $3,000 a day, $3,000 a day, as you can see, $540 a day. These students that are doing this, and these are on actual funded accounts that are being able to take payouts on, they're doing this because they have a coach in their corner, somebody who's actually looking over their shoulder every single day. So if you wanted to do that and you wanted to actually see real success, then you could go to the first link in the description and put in an application to join SOA. You will then be able to work with me directly one-on-one like all of these students that you're seeing right here. I literally work with all these students one-on-one directly every day. Don't ask me how I do it. I don't have much free time. But with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this full prop firm video to teach you how to pass evaluations, how to pass funded account challenges, how to actually get the funded account, and how to beat the intraday drawdown to start taking some payouts and actually start making some money. If you do enjoy this video, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure that you actually tell me what you enjoy about it. And if there's things that I missed, let me know what I missed, and I would love to make another video on that for you guys. Another video is going to be popping up on the screen right now in this corner right here. That's going to show you me actually showing you the exact strategy that I trade that allows me to make over $10,000 a day as a day trader on some occasions. So if you want to watch that video, it is literally my full trading strategy from start to finish. Video is going to be popping up in this corner right here, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Adios, everybody. Goodbye.